Hello and welcome back, artists and designers. In this video, we're going to learn how to actually create our real-time pattern here that we're able to adjust and work with and kind of see what is this going to look like as a finished pattern. So let's dive in here and get this going. In order to do this, you want to make sure that you have all of your individual elements added into your library, because that's going to make the process super easy. So first thing I'm going to do is create a new file. So I'm going to do new. And for this, I'm going to do 3000 pixels by 3000 pixels, 300 for my resolution. That would be a 10 by 10 inch if we're looking at inches. So there we go, RGB. And I'm going to do transparent background and hit create. Okay. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I like to keep a transparent background so that I have options with my pattern, but I'm going to add a solid color layer. So I'm going to go down to my layer adjustments here, and I'm going to do solid color. And I'm just going to pick any color to start, and the beauty is you can drop that in, and anytime you want to change that background color to see what your pattern would look like on, a bright red or a green, you're just going to pick a different color. You don't even have to go in and use the paint bucket. You just grab that and fill that in and see how it looks. Okay, so I have that base color on, and now all I'm going to do is add my items to my canvas, and I can literally, I got to drag it and then hit enter to accept the change. And drag that, hit enter. So I'm going to basically be adding each of these items onto my canvas here and drag and drop, and there we go. So you can kind of see how that works. I'm not going to add all of them in right now, but it is going to be very helpful if you check the show transform controls so that you can see that blue box around it. And you probably also for this one want to have the auto select checked. That makes it really easy, because if I click on the skateboard, it's going to select that. If I click on the helmet, it's going to select that. If I click on the pizza, it's going to select that piece. So it does a really nice job, typically if you have the auto select feature, being able to select those different items that you have there. All right, I haven't added all of them in, but let's take a look and see what happens. So once I have all of my items in here, to preview the pattern, that part is really easy. I'm literally just going to go up to view, and I'm going to go down to pattern preview, and right here it's going to give me a warning. I'm going to say okay, it's all right, and it's going to expand my canvas. I don't know if you can see. Let's change the background color, make it a little easier to see. Okay, there we go. So you can see that blue box is my actual canvas, and when I move these items around and I zoom out, you can see that it is updating my pattern in real time, which is pretty cool. So if I decide I want this pizza slice here, and it can go outside the bounds of the box, because it's literally just going to repeat the part that gets cut off back up top there. So you can kind of move and manipulate those around as you see fit. So that's super easy. You just go up to view and pattern preview. You can turn it on and off so that you can kind of see everything that is happening on your canvas. Now let's talk about adding some complexity here. So I'm going to take this helmet, and let's say, for example, I want another copy of the helmet. Well, you know that you can copy and paste, or if you hold down the Alt key with the Move tool, I can do that, and I get another copy of the helmet. Maybe I want to flip that helmet, or maybe make it a little bit bigger, so make it a little larger. Maybe I am going to rotate it, and I don't know if I want the same red helmet. What if I wanted to make it a different color? So let's talk about making it a different color. So to make it a different color is really easy. We're going to take this helmet copy layer that we just made, we rotated it and resized it, and we're going to go right down here to our adjustment layers. And what I would recommend is probably the hue and saturation. So if I click on hue and saturation, it's going to add this layer above it. You get a little window here, and if I start playing around with the saturation, you're going to notice, oh, that's changing pretty much everything that is under it. So what you have to do, of course, is we got to clip this layer to the helmet, so it is only adjusting that layer. So you can either do that over in the project itself. You right click or hold down Alt and click, or there's a little button right here in this little pop-up window that shows up, so you can hit this button to clip or unclip it. So we can modify the colors of anything that you have. So if you want to get a slightly different version of that color, you can take that, and there you go. Let's try that one more time. Let's try it with the skateboard. So let's click the skateboard. I'm going to hold down Alt, drag that sucker over here. Let's rotate that about 45 degrees, change it up a little bit, put it right here, hit enter, and let's add another color adjustment layer, or hue and saturation. So layer, hue and saturation, clip it, because if I don't clip it, it's going to adjust anything that is under it. So I'm going to clip it, and there we go. Now I'm only affecting this one skateboard. So let's say I want to make this one purple. And there we go. So that is basically how you're going to build your pattern here, guys. You can decide whether you want to do that with the pattern preview on or off. It's your call. But you want to fill this space up in an interesting way. You're going to have several layers here. You can duplicate them, rotate them, resize them. And the idea is to, build a complex pattern that when we look at it, we have a little bit of trouble seeing where that tile kind of starts and stops. Obviously right now you can see where my tile starts and stops, but we're going to try to create something a little bit more complex so it looks seamless and endless. All right, have some fun creating those patterns, and I will see you next time.